Robert has fought for his home through displacement,
So the house has moved this much off the foundation.
destruction, and disrepair. He now faces another uphill battle, with his home in need of a new foundation, after the Make It Right charity rebuilt it in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. Once the face of his community's resilience, Robert lost his mother and his granddaughter after floodwaters breached the levees and flood walls nearly 20 years ago.
So we had all the credentials to receive help and all the responsibilities to expect help, but it didn't come.
Hurricane Katrina hits. The levee breaches flood this community that was home to a community of mostly homeowners, not exclusively homeowners, but mostly homeowners and mostly African-American homeowners.
20 years later, the front stoops of houses that washed away are all that remain.
And you had people who were displaced, and they came in and were told, you're going to get $20,000, you're going to get $30,000, you're going to get $40,000. And some of those folks found angels in the form of organizations like Lore9.org and a number of other nonprofits and volunteers who came in and said, we'll help you. But most of them didn't make it back.
New Orleans is just one of many American cities struggling with housing at a time when rents are surging nationally, along with homelessness. In this U.S. presidential election, housing has emerged as a key issue for millions of Americans who face insecurity on one of the most basic needs, shelter.
Only 25% of the need is budgeted for annually. What we've been doing is this weird, perverse version of corporate welfare.
But conservative politics runs deep in Louisiana.
My grandfather was a staunch conservative, didn't want government either on his back, in his pocket, or worrying about taking care of him. He said, I can take care of myself.
Calvin Alexander, an election official, is also a resident of New Orleans' Lower Ninth Ward, who was forced to rebuild after Hurricane Katrina.
When it comes to a lot of the programs that politicians come up with, in my opinion, they seem to make the problem worse rather than solve anything.
A decisive factor in this election will be how many African American voters show up to vote.
And as long as you cast a vote, then you can either stand in criticism or stand in support. But if you don't cast a vote, the best thing for you to do is shut your mouth, move along, let the next person step up and vote.
An enduring belief in America's democracy, even if the road home stretches on a little longer. Randolph Nogel, TRT World, in the U.S. city of New Orleans.